There we go. We're actually live. There it is. Season 4 kicked off. Bells ringing, things bunting, and let's get it all loaded up here and passed out.
I was going to have a
intro song.
Yeah, bitch, here I go. But Larry said no, so I didn't.
I'm always the killjoy around here.
Here I go. Here I go.
I don't know how that ever happened. Ended up being the adult out of the crew.
I don't know. How did that?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, hey,
happy season 4 to you there, Supersonic.
That's right, we made it.
Yeah, we did one other show, but it had no audio, and it was a bad one anyway, so we just kind of fell along that way. And so, as we start out season 4, we're starting out with another Chronic Palooza roll-up. That way we started an 18-day jaunt, complete stranger.
Yep. I mean, are going to pull. I don't know how we're going to make this happen. And then magic. Magic. We got over 10,000 people.
Yep.
Because it was illegal to even advertise on the radio.
Yep. I always could make money with my mouth. That's the...
I've been known to do well.
But really, the thing that really puts us up and over the top is the amazing guests that we have.
That's true.
And our first guest on season 4 is Darshan from Butterstuffed.
That's right.
What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight?
Excellent. How are you guys?
Great. Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah. Working through our little stuff here.
Yeah, so the first thing that you notice is, do we have the spelling of the name up there? Did we show that there, AP? Yeah, no, well,
no, his
the Butterstuffed.
Oh, don't worry about Darshan. Screws and chops.
Yeah. So tell us how you came up with the name.
Well, basically, real quick, is I was originally kind of like a consultant. So the company is my late really good friend, Joshua Ryberg. So this is really his brainchild. The logo was originally all that name. So it's really him. It's him, unfortunately, at the beginning. But he's just, he was really, it's called him a hip-hop hippie. He just was really salt of the earth type of person. Never really had a crossword with. So I think his medicinal purposes of cannabis, he wanted that, and I guess a PhD represents that. But it's just the fat elements. It's just butter, oil. That's kind of
there you go.
And
so tell us a little bit more about that. Or wherever you want to start. How did your friend get into it? Like, how did you decide to take over your friend's business? That's kind of the.
Well, I've been a chef at heart for a long time now. So when I first moved to Oklahoma, this was back in very early 2000s. We kind of met up and just kind of hung out, and we both had a aspiration. His family recipe passed down, same. I think that's how I always had that bond outside of our friendship. And then we also want to have a bed. But once state question, came up and it passed and just kind of really sparked at it, being that stoner and brother. Yes. There's an opportunity to see we can make some money, making some cookies. And then the other side of him too is that he's not a huge capitalist. So his thing was just, man, and out there. He and I are both, that cancer bug has touched our family. So motivated to see how we could probably help somebody with some really scratch recipe stuff that, it's the open cookie I did today. That was his grandmother's recipe. So that kind of feel in nature, close to the heart. Helping it kind of grow as a community. Recipes. Ingredients are always prime. We don't use a lot of preservatives. And we also want to have scratch recipes that are ours and then just sticking to the.
So you have a complete line of edibles, or there's certain features that you run through, or tell us?
Yes, like I mentioned before, right now it is strictly a line item, which is awesome for Darshan.
Because you love baking so much? Is that?
Man, it's just being a chef. There's certain slices and categories that chefs want to fall into, and you have your passion lane and brother baking. You just have to be there too early. It's, it is literally, no pun intended, but it's a sweet science. Half a teaspoon of soda too much, and your entire batch of 4,000 rolls. So I never just wanted to play that. But this is Josh's vision. I was, like I told you before, I was executive sous chef for Whiskey Cake, so I was very rooted there. That job allowed me to have a lot of connections with local markets here. I had some really good relationships with some and that nature. So I kind of was able to leave Whiskey Cake after I lost Josh. Kind of going to make a decision where so I was going to merge, leave what I was doing, and kind of merge the content. Like it was to continue seeing what.
And so, has it always been what products do you have there?
Well, we have what we have entered into the Chronic Palooza is our red velvet cookie. So this was our feature last month. It's more of, if you can think of a red velvet cake, it's going to have that nice spongy texture to it. Instead of having the icing, cream cheese icing that you'll have on top, that serves as the, take a white chocolate that we use on striped over. So again, these are our recipes that are our own, go and buy a nice white chocolate sauce.
So you're saying you don't melt down chocolate and then you don't go get your Ghirardelli and then melt it down?
And... Well, we do, but we add it to our heavy cream ourselves. We're a little bit of vanilla and everything is flavored, but we do make our chocolate sauce.
Right, because it is there's been a bit of drama out there lately about people swiping other people's recipes, which I imagine in the chef world.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I went through that when I was younger, being, this is my curated recipe, but, we're just all cooks learning from one another. So, to be honest, and that's another vision that Josh wanted to keep in the company model, is we wanted to get to the point to where we wanted to put out information. So, actually, opportunities like this is kind of God answering a prayer and helping to do the work for me, because I just don't have time. So, this is a blessed opportunity. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Calling you about before we started. It's just everything is kind of. This is really what he wants. So much it's the brand of and interesting. But let everybody know that it's possible for everybody to do. All the recipes, that's why every one of our ingredients is on the back that's in our actual recipe. I do vendor days for a lot of our vendor partners to showcase not only necessarily what our product is about so they can taste the non-medicated versions, but let you know it's a very simple recipe. Something that we really want everybody to be able to do. So you can, hopefully you can have Butterstuffed, in your cachet, but also you have the knowledge, so that's why we make can of butter that's flavored and to fit certain profiles. We make oils that are also used for topical purposes, but being a chef at heart, we try to make sure we make sauces. We have a hot sauce. We have ranch dressing. You can do anything with it.
They were just saying that they were having a little problem with sound out there. Shout out to everybody there watching it. Yeah, and so the as you morphed out, can you show us the products in there? You want to whip one out? Let's see what
absolutely. Let's open the red velvet.
Which one's your go-to when it's late night and they're early morning? Or
I do not partake very often.
No,
it
not
is
the edibles.
No, it's not something that really fits with me very well. They kind of set me down for the rest of the day.
You gotta eat them consistently. That's
what Josh used to tell me.
Yeah, see, Josh, man, God bless him, man. Josh, shout out to you, buddy.
Okay, now so I don't want everybody
what's up, Steve? What's up, Justin?
So these are pretty fresh.
John,
I just put these in the box yesterday.
So
they're very fresh, very sticky. If you guys want to check some of these
out,
I've
I
got
do.
some
You mind if I
here.
stick one in my mouth?
Absolutely. They're 100 milligrams per cookie. So
okay.
I'm only
you
gonna
stay with Oh my goodness.
Small little snippet. I'll be in outer space.
Wow.
So our recipes
forget
use
about it.
lots of really good, high quality
What
brown
part is infused on
sugar.
the cookie, though?
The entire cookie itself. The butter is the cannibalized product. Let's see if I can get these other
It's
ones
delicious.
Out of
And the moistness,
He's gonna show it.
you run a silicate pack in there. Is that part of the key of keeping it nice and?
Yeah.
Of course, it's a
So
baked
one of the,
good in a bag.
One of the things that we're proud of is that we put out a product that's not made to sit on the shelf for a year. So we have a lot of competitors, and No, we're not knocking them. What's great and works for them is what great and works for them. But we want a product that's more natural. So with it being more natural and a lot less preservatives, our shelf life versus our competitors is a lot less. Because we want to have a relationship to say, hey, how is your red velvet and your brownies, that you got a couple weeks ago? Are they moving pretty well? Well, you're getting closer in your date. So why don't we work to get you more red velvet, and we'll help to swap out and pull the brownies. So we want to work to have people's inventory to where it's workable, not that they've got 50 of our brownies sitting there and they're not moving, and then they get to the point, because I purposefully I didn't put our labels on here, but worn on and dies on.
Yeah.
So I word it that way so it can kind of catch people's attention.
But it's a cookie, just like they think that some magical something happens when you infuse it with cannabis that it won't get molded. Guess what?
Man.
It's still a cookie.
Right, and the way that we prepare ours, it's got all this moistness.
little
So
bit
yeah,
of-
it's only got amount of time that it's going to have before it will start. It will start taking on mold. Let's see. Let's open up.
Yeah, no, it was super delicious. And that's an interesting thing. So how are you finding the distribution?
Grab your cookie and
Sure.
kind of lean it towards it a little bit, and you can see it right there. And then maybe.
And then, so how many cookies are in a bag? 2?
All of our cookies are always a 4-pack.
4-pack. Nice.
So let me see where I am here.
Nice.
This one
So
is
they're 25 milligrams a piece or 100
a little bit
milligrams a
of a
piece?
delay.
Okay.
They're 100 milligrams a piece, so it's 400 in
Yes.
the
Yeah, 4-pack. There we
Smokes,
go.
There you go.
Nice and
baggie.
slow.
Oh, yeah, I can feel that kicking.
I'm glad
got
I
a
only
little
took
bit about
a little bitty sliver.
Yeah, so every cookie that we'll prepare, they'll always be a 4-pack, and our dosages are usually 50 milligrams on the lower end. This red velvet was one of our feature cookies for the holidays last year. So features, we usually
had a really
always give
great
them a little
taste
bit
to
more
it.
of a dose. So they usually double dose. This one's 100.
Right. And that's a good flavor there.
Thank you. Yeah, the icing, the filling on the inside's got a little Grand Marnier, and like I said, the white chocolate ganache on top. So, and yeah, brown sugar and good cocoa powder.
Our man Steve Allspaw said he had the red velvet last year, and he really enjoyed it. Thought it was amazing.
on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Appreciate
very
it.
moist, and it definitely is a good taste. I'm not a really.
What do you think about there, AP? AP
times.
holding down the 1s and 2s,
Yeah.
making it all happen for us out here in beautiful Grinderland. And we're here with Darshan from Butterstuffed,
Yes, sir.
which you can find it if you're a dispensary or something like that. You can go find them on Leafly, or where to find
Not as of yet. Not as of yet.
LeafLink or whatever. Just how
Yeah.
do we get a hold of you then?
Just you can hit us up at www.butterstuff.com or at Butterstuff, ButterStuPHD.
And then I was going to pull up. Let's see if I can do this right. If AP trained me right. Let's see. I go and do this.
Right on.
So
There you go. Give us a little shot of the Instagram. Now, are you the chief cook and bottle washer? So do you do you're cooking and you're
Pretty much.
Instagramming
Instagram,
and everything
marketing.
like that? How many miles you put on your car since you started this business? Huh? Good.
Well, I put it to you like this. I just had to get a new vehicle.
Oh,
And
there you
this
go.
has only been going for a couple years, so yeah, it's been a great journey so far. Though lots of great people, tons of great people, lots of stories, lots of experiences. That's what's awesome for me is I get to carry my best friend's legacy along with me. Of course, I would have wanted him be side by side bitching about never wanting to market and all this other stuff, but. Man, it's living and breathing. It's reaching out to hopefully help people. We're trying to really do it at a level that a bakery would be able to prepare for you. Is really what my vision inside of it would be. Is that we make sure we do it right with the methods and the techniques. But we put out a good product that makes people feel good. Hopefully helps them out, sleep at night, help you get through the day. We want to try to roll out other products as we go along, especially with our sauces that are more strain specific. Because I do want to have a meal prep plan that I have a couple of gym owners that I want to work with over the spring and summer. So that's kind of the vision of where we really want Butterstuff to go. We have a model that we don't want to be in every dispensary, but we want to be in the right ones. So that way we can reach the right people.
That's really important.
Yep.
The trying to be something to everybody never really seems to work out in any
No.
business.
No.
So to have that dedicated distribution that's going to keep buying and promoting and rotating and all that stuff is
Right.
super, super important.
If you can think about it, I think it's a commercial out where a guy loves his mama's short ribs or whatever. I guess they're really awesome, but it gets to the point they're so amazing. He tells so many people about it, and she gets all this fame. She has a restaurant. He can't get in. But But it gets to the point they're like factory mass produced, and he goes to eat one and they're just terrible. There's nothing like what he's used. So that's kind of what, motivation I want to stay on. I get to the point to where things like this happen for us and we get some opportunities from some of the things that we're doing. Remain humble, just keep doing it the right way. And if get big, I'm gonna have the problem. It's like, okay, I got to slow down on orders because I got to keep doing it right. I don't want to slip over into that lane because I've been a part of that sometimes in my careers.
Right. Right. So how do you distribute? Are you with a distribution company or are you
we are right
you
at
Instagramming,
that level,
cooking,
yeah.
and driving too?
We're thank God it's a good problem to have, but we're kind of at that level. I'm trying to find someone to help me with social media and things of that nature. Because there's just things that are opening up that I have to, like I came from Tulsa today. We're going to do an event on April 2nd for the Cowboy Cup. So we're really stoked about that too. So there's just certain things that are really just happening and coming out that I have to physically be there for.
Right.
So I've got a crew that helps me out when we get orders and we bake, and I'm kind of still want to stay a little bit more on the personal side as far as deliveries. That's another big thing for us as well too. I think the product that we're producing is huge, obviously, but if we don't get the relationship right, if I'm sending one of these guys to deliver to you and they're just, hey, I'm dropping off, here's your manifest, here's your invoice, boom, we're gone. They don't feel comfortable if there's an issue or a problem or a question or concern reaching out. This business is still pretty new and there's tons of us. So, if we don't do this right and, try to make a connection and a relationship, we won't be here very long.
Yeah, it's the relationships that really
Absolutely
carry the business in all of it, right there, Supersonic? Yeah. So where'd you get your medical card?
Got it through my doctor
You probably got it through Chronic Docs, which if you need a medical recommendation, you go to www.chronicdocs.com.
I totally fumbled on that one.
No, that's okay.
Or you can call 866-405-9333 for Chronic Docs.
$25 medical
Larry gave me a smooth layup too.
All day, every day.
Yes, sir. And that's really where we're at in the space here. Is what do you think on the recreational side? Because something's going to happen, right? The prognosticating on the Sunday couch every once in a while. What do you think is going to happen? How do we want it to happen?
Man, here's the, I guess Josh's spirit speaking through me. We used to have all these conspiracy theorist conversations. I'm just not wanting the feds to just get all over it, man. That's my biggest thing. Let it be where it is to the people, like what happened with Metric. I thought that was awesome. I've never been a part of something as a community that's new and it's going to change, but people banding together to make sure it's done right. So I just that's the major thing for me. Having some friends that live in Colorado, I've heard their stories about recreational versus medicinal, and I can understand some of those things. But the biggest thing for me is just the long term, because that's kind of the long term vision I want to have, to leave it to where it's just gonna, kind of be like the leaf and the flower. Let it just continue to spread and grow. If it's gonna go to the point to where processors can have more freedom to process for the patients themselves, and the patients are hosting dinners, because that's really where I want the end game to go. But we can get the farmers, the growers, everybody on every aspect of, at least on my side, in edible cannabis and having meals, or you're having it in a meal prep at a gym, and you're able to go in and just have a great workout. I'm going to pick out a salmon that's got a nice vinaigrette, that's got a sativa in it. So when I'm getting done working out, yes, I'm depleted, but I can have something that's going to kind of level me out. I'm not going to have couch lock. I'm going to be full. I'm going to have a decent meal. But it's a part of my pattern of life. So, the feds will leave that alone, which I don't think is going to
How about
happen.
just in state? Just letting us go so that you'll triple your customer base in a night.
Yeah, I do. Of course, I do want that to happen. I just, again, going back to the quality, like a challenge that we're having right now is just the quality of flour that we're receiving from growers. And because
I thought you were talking about flour, like cooking flour.
Like, no.
Like white label's not any good, or gold medal, or whatever.
No, just keeping that quality, because again, for what we do, I'm trying to focus more on the terpenes, some of the different levels for components that are going to be active for what our patients are looking for, because that's where I want to get it more specific. So I think if it goes to recreational, I don't know how much more control, because it seems like now we're kind of, that's slipping a little bit, in my opinion. So I don't know what would happen if that goes, recreational comes in at this point.
So what do you use as your THC component? Are you using distillate? Are you using live resin? Are you using whole flower?
Strictly flower. Strictly flower.
Strictly flower.
Yes, bee buds. Try to stick to bee buds as much as possible because that's where we get more of the full spectrum of the plant, and that's kind of what we're labeled as.
And then how do you extract it into the cookie?
Light decarb, so probably about 30 to 40 minutes. We generally don't go over 40 because it gets just to the point where the flower is just starting to kind of wake up. And then we have what I call a steam bath. So you just put it into the melted butter and let it sit for about a minimum of 4 hours. And it's just over a pot, steamy water. That way we can kind of control the temperature to keep it at under 250.
I knew I tasted weed.
Oh yeah.
Which is I welcome that.
Yeah.
Which is why I say that's why I like felt it right away. Most of the edibles I don't really feel right away, and I eat a lot of weed.
Well, we also use sunflower lecithin too, so that helps a lot. Yeah, that helps to kind of bond with the fats in the water and then get it.
You know what you're doing, don't you, Darshan?
Man, I'm learning, man. I mean, I've been cooking for 30-some years, but infusing to this level, man, it's, I'll be honest, it's a couple years, and I will be open with that. There's a lot that I have to learn, and I love it. It's a whole new toy box for me, brother. So
what's one of the craziest things as a chef, either infused or non-infused, that you've put together? You know how y'all be like, I'm gonna see what this tastes. I'm gonna make this little dish, or I'm gonna do this and try this out. Something crazy.
I was a executive chef for an local Italian place here in the city, and they had a killer octopus. It was sous vide. So basically, you just take whatever and just stick it in a water bath for hours. But I would love to be able to get a nice infusion on a nice cut octopus. That would be really slick.
Wow.
That would be really slick. Because the texture of it, and it's so gentle to prepare it anyway, so it goes perfect with, infusing it. Because I've done some smoked chicken at my house before, so the temperature was perfect for it. But for some reason, I just don't think it took enough. So I'm trying to still play with proteins versus trying to really get the infusing method going on that. But yeah, once I get that down, it's over with.
That's
Wow.
something I haven't heard.
Butterstuffed, there you go. They're available at your local dispensary, and they use whole flour, which is something that's I'm talking live resin, and you're like, live resin? Look at the whole flour, guy.
We got a bath and get it all out of there.
Now we use it all, during our coursed meals. The main thing for us is that they're microdosed, so there's some CBD.
Back
components.
up for a second. Go. We don't know about your infused meals. Tell us about what you do there.
We are available to do 5-course meals. So how I kind of base those is I really work with my farmers a lot to see what they have, kind of they're fresh pulling out of the ground, or their lovely animals which is weird to me because I'm not a rancher. But man, riding around meeting these great animals, and they know their names, how long they've had them, but when it's time for them to go. But they're great people, and they make great product. I have a rancher that probably puts out some of the best local Wagyu beef I've ever eaten in my life that hasn't come from Japan. So they're probably one of,
I don't know about Japan's beef, man. I got that nuclear thing going on.
Yeah, now. But
like a Shimo and all that. I don't know about eating no beef.
They're still charging about $200 an ounce for something.
Yeah, like what's up?
So that's the type of stuff that I would like to do for that. So it takes me probably 6 weeks to really work with them, curate what they have, put a menu together, hopefully work with some local growers to see if they have some cool, strains that got some nice terps that I want to work with. There are some live rosin guys that I've worked with in the past. So I kind of put all the components together because, again, this is not a cheap, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a cheap affair. This usually runs from about $100 to $150 per person. Minimum 5 courses, but it covers.
Does that include the Uber
spectrum? Well, it's microdose, and we do that for a reason too. And also add some CBD elements in to kind of bring the high back up to where you're able to kind of function. You're enjoying it.
No drooling at the table.
I'm not gonna have anybody spending that profile. Yeah, and spending that much money, and then you get to the 3rd course and you're done like that. That's
sleeping in your salad, passed out. So what actually, did you always know you wanted to cook, or as a kid, or?
No, it started, I wanted to be a graphic designer, and lost an uncle of mine that was really close with junior year. And then I went to my screw up stage, man. I wanted to rebel and act out. And so I kind of stepped away from graphic designing and ended up in the kitchen. I've been there ever since. I had an uncle that was a professional chef in San Francisco for many years. I think it's, it's in the Haynes men blood. But, man, just went from there. I think it's the pressure of it, Larry. Obviously, it's something that drives us all. It's not cut for everyone. So everybody doesn't last in the kitchen for very long, but for those of us that do, we're freaking nuts, man. It's it's a different breed. But you love it, you know, and like I said, it's the relationship.
You ever run into those guys, like, what's that guy's name that yells at everybody when he's cooking?
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
man,
ever meet people like that?
That's my first chef I had. Little German guy. He's probably about that tall and had a chef knife just as long as him that was in a sheath, no shit, on his leg. He'd walk around the kitchen looking like Braveheart with a chef knife. But man, he was a great guy. Just a little, you know, brief about him. He's a great guy, very passionate, but standards were ridiculous. So, you know, if anything you were slipping on any standard whatsoever, you'd have a knife, pan, ladle, something tossed at you, and it wasn't that he hated you. It was just the fact that you would take his product and be disrespectful with it. That was his biggest thing. So that always stuck with me. I think that's really what it is. So just having opportunities, but keeping Chef G in the back of my mind. Just don't be disrespectful with somebody else's product.
And all the guys that work at his kitchen with Darshan, remember that story, because you're getting the other side of that, you know.
Nah, you can't be that way anymore. Gordon Ramsay makes millions for doing it, but yeah, you can't be that way anymore.
No. Oh, and that blind lady won recently, right? Did I maybe I watched too much YouTube.
Wow, really?
There was something
really pay
that you know,
attention
I got thumbs like with giant muscles now from scrolling, and one of the things I scrolled past was it was a woman winning the event, like she was blind. It was like,
wow.
Yeah.
No excuses, man.
Yeah, no. And it wasn't Gordon Ramsay, it was Steve Harvey, and she didn't even realize it, you know.
On that, may I see your lighter, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. And so are you always been an Oklahoma City guy, or you lived here for a while, or?
No, born and raised in Akron, Ohio. Left there when I was 25 and met my son's mother. And then she's from Idabel, Oklahoma, so southeastern.
Gotcha.
So moved back here and started popping out babies, and
Nice.
man, great relationships. Met Josh and his lovely wife, and just really great friends. I think he was really from Nebraska. So yeah, been here that whole time since. It just kind of stuck, man. I had a friend who used to tell me that Oklahoma is like America's elbow. You come through, and sometimes you leave back out some different directions, and most times you stay.
It is a really
That's
nice
me.
place. Yeah, I do. I'm an officially adopted Toklahoman, which I love. I love the state. It's to see Governor Stitt on his I don't know, trying to raise funds for some other crooks or something out there. They had a
Stitt, I want my proclamation.
Yes, 420.
I want my 420 proclamation. I have asked for it for 3 years in a row and have not gotten my proclamation. They'll give you National Hot Dog Day. You're not going to get no weed day. We want our weed day.
National Hot Dog Day, huh?
Or sunflower
Or
day.
legalize
They'll give you anything.
legalize the hunting of Bigfoot or something.
They'll
Like
give you
that.
anything.
Somebody.
But they magically like lose my paperwork. So the GC sent it in at least 20 times so far this year. So they can't say they lost it. They're just literally ignoring it.
We'll have to
I'm
change
not
that.
happy about it.
We'll have to change that.
It's just a proclamation. Give me what I need and I'll go.
Yeah. Go paper it all over the
Hell
whole city.
no, we won't go. We want our proclamation.
It's-
Anyway,
Right on.
I thought that was funny. I mean, it is. That's a true story, though.
yeah.
I have asked for it every year.
And so that must be pretty interesting from the time you first moved here, because when you first moved here, there was no weed here. You're going to jail for a long time.
And when they said
if
it
you
was
have
coming,
weed.
you were like, ha ha, y'all are funny.
No, I got here in, I had Devin in 02, so 01. So yeah, it wasn't
I
a
never
whole lot
thought
of
we
anything
would
here.
beat Texas, but
I literally have watched Bricktown kind of come back to life.
oh yeah,
and
man, it
Thunder
was
come
nothing.
here with the Hornets first, then the Thunder.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely been an experience, but it's been a great place to be. There's a lot
It is
of
definitely
life
growing.
experiences that I've had here that I've been able to kind of grow with the city, which at first I'm not gonna lie, I got here and I hated it.
Sure.
I really did. And it's not like, Akron is New York City or something like that.
Right.
I felt like it was too slow. And then initially I first moved to Dallas, and then that's where I met my wife. And then we moved
Oh,
to
there you go.
definitely.
yeah, so I'm like, man, I don't want to come up here. Like, wait, I want to go back down.
I know, right?
But no, it's been awesome. It's been really great.
Once the kids start rolling and you realize what space is all about, then it's a different story.
You are correct.
Because every place around here is 10 minutes. Ain't that right, Lovey? 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can go just about anywhere. Except when there's all the damn correction that has been on for my whole life.
Yeah, they're coming through on 40.
Pick a different one to.
I lived in Houston, Texas for a little bit, so trust me, it is not that bad.
Did we show the brownie yet? Let's show the brownie.
Bust them out. So this one is a feature for this month.
So you have. So what are like the staples that you have? Is there staples or is there?
That would be our bud bark, and I had a vendor client kind of rob me of every
Great
one that I had. I was going to bring some of that in for you guys. That's actually our most recent winner.
That sounds like a chocolate fast.
So this one, let me make sure I get this over here.
Bud bark. I'm a chocoholic. I like to say. I like to announce that to the world.
A little bit of delay. Let me see if I set it there. Set up. There we go.
Nice.
So this one is gluten-free and egg white. It's kind of the base. So it's pretty much egg white and cocoa powder. Tons of cocoa powder. Really good dark chocolate. Got a little white chocolate, butterscotch, Bailey's, and then Myers dark rum.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Wow,
Pretty good brownie.
It's got a lot of.
Pretty good brownie.
And so I'm wondering on the you keep mentioning alcohol in there. How does that all go? Like, is there a certain level you're allowed to have in cooking that it gets rid of like at a certain temperature the alcohol leaves, and then you just have the flavoring of the drink?
Excuse me.
Sure.
Just flambe. Cook the alcohol off.
Yeah.
So it's just nothing left but pretty much just condensed flavor.
And you get that saucepan going the whole time you flambe that sauce?
Absolutely.
Damn.
Absolutely.
We need to get some video of that, right? What are we doing in here, man? Let's go flambe some shit, man.
Hell yeah. Get down through there.
Hell yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah, so I mean it's the little techniques that we use, like our bacon bourbon chocolate chip cookie that we have. We're not allowed for the FDA and the OMMA to have any more than 2% meat product. Anything, so I've kind of skirted that because I'm not using bacon bit products. I'm not going to use some flavoring of bacon. So I literally just measure that out from a recipe, and I've got rendered applewood smoked bacon is what we use. So it's got actual applewood smoked bacon chunks into it. The fat that comes off, I add some Jack Daniels, and we flame that off and reduce it down.
Boy, you better stop playing with
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying. So we use natural ingredients and techniques. Like we're making really.
You don't need to get some butter stuff out there. That's serious.
Dang.
And then you'll have the specials on it. So tell us about the bark. Is it light chocolate, dark chocolate, is it milk chocolate?
It is basically just a club cracker, and then we make our own can of caramel, so it's a caramel sauce. And then I've got a plug on probably the best spiced pecans in the world with my guys at Whiskey Cake. I give you a plug, Chef AJ. But they help us out on those, so we'll chop those up, sprinkle them over top, and then we'll bake them off for about 40 minutes at about 235 degrees. So it kind of just dries the caramel out a little bit to where it puts a glaze over the cracker, so it's just a little cracker with some nuts on it.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Wow. No
Really
chocolate
good
though,
stuff.
huh?
What's the milligrams on those?
They are 1,000 collectively. They're 15 in the bag, but they're 65 milligrams per cracker.
That's a nice number.
Yeah, we started out with 400, but 1,000 just seemed to kind of take hold. So
It seems to be the price points out there, the hundreds, the thousands, 500s, kind of almost like money, denominations of. Start getting some of these odd numbers. 450 gram. People don't understand. Well, how much is that per gram or what?
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, just give me the thousands. Do you find a lot more thousands out there than you do? The market moving that way? People realize it's always cheaper by the pound?
Yeah, there are a lot of, several of my vendor partners have a lot of high dose chocolate bars. I think they've got some that are 1,000, 4,000. One guy had a pretty cool popcorn. I don't think that was super high dose, but I'm just seeing a wider variety of products.
That's what's great about this state, right? Is everybody
I think
in?
we're trying to be the one that has the item.
It's competition.
Or rolling out the thing,
Yeah.
Well, because we got to have a different type.
Well, you have to be able to expand your abilities. That's kind of where I'm going to stick with the baked goods, obviously, but summertime. I want to get people are going to be out more barbecuing and things of that nature. So that's when we want to, because we've done it before with the barbecue sauces. I had a barbecue sauce, a hot sauce, and ranch dressing. So I'm going to try it again this time around. Kind of been playing with the recipe and kind of got it.
Dude, you hit the ranch, man, and people go nuts in this state, man.
Yeah.
I got 3 people shaking their heads.
I call it Oklahoma ketchup. That's what I've been. That's what my joke was.
Ranch capital of the world, Oklahoma, baby.
Yeah, because you got.
They even put it on their pizza, man.
And dip it in everything. French fries, chicken, anything. No matter. Yeah.
It is really serious.
They wanted to take me out back and whoop me with a stitch when I said, get the blue cheese for the chicken wings. They were like, what? Blue cheese for chicken wings, man? Get out of here, man. Get the ranch. I was like,
You're out of line.
I like blue cheese up on
Well, I do every now and again. Every now and again, I like a little blue cheese. Ranch is the secret
Have to have
sauce.
it. Telling you, it's the truth.
Definitely the secret sauce.
All right. Well, Darshan, we're going to follow you over at the. Are you on Facebook too, or are you just on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Predominantly, for Butterstuffed. Yeah, we're on Instagram. Yeah, we do have a Facebook.
Yeah, because they shut down everything. You say.
Yeah, it just got to be too.
You say
It's a bit much.
helping grandmothers, and you can't do that on Facebook.
I got put in
You
jail
got-
for saying bad bitch, so it's not just weed.
You're always sassy anyway. There, Supersonic.
Put in Facebook jail for trying to find a plug for N95 for my wife. So yeah, it's all over the place.
Well, and they also need to go to www.chronicpalooza.com
Yep.
and then click the best of products community best of products competition, and he has his products up there. Y'all want to go up there and go vote for him. A lot of you have tried his products, but if you haven't, I'm telling you guys, we're not going to steer you wrong, man. These are delicious. And the good thing is you'll have an opportunity to vote on a larger scale online at chronicpalooza.com. You click on that link. It's going to take you to the competition. And then we will be having the judge kits coming out in just a few weeks. And so if you're interested in trying his products out in one of the judge kits, you also can sign up at chronicpalooza.com. And it says, be a judge. You click there and you'll actually be able to fill out your judge link with your information. We'll contact you. We'll tell you where to go to pick up your judge kit box, and you'll be able to try these wonderful cookies out. Red velvet cookies.
And the bark on the regular.
Those won't be in the box, but those are one of his products. But definitely go try those out. That's his staple. He's saying that's been around the longest for sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good because it
Larry's
really
a little
does
zonked
sound
over
good.
here.
The caramel, the caramel. How did you pronounce that? It was the caramel.
I'd say caramel. It's
Caramel?
I say
Yeah,
caramel. You're trying to be-
tomato.
Yeah, you're
I
trying
like
to be
I
bougie when you
want it to
say
be. I
caramel.
want to say
Caramel.
flambe. You know, I don't want to be like flambe. We're gonna
Well, I don't
flambe
say
some
flambe
caramel.
either, but-
Caramel. We're gonna flambe some
What
caramel.
about
The chef terms just jump out.
yeah? Do you
sometimes.
say aunt or aunt?
Ants. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
My aunt.
I think
aunt.
aunt's more country, but
Aunt.
that's aunt is if you're a bougie.
My aunt.
Bougie aunt.
Aunt Catherine.
And so
AP says
if I'm
aunt.
on Weed Maps, I can find it. I can type in what would be the best way to find your product on a weed map.
Probably our website, and then it lists our vendor partners. So that's probably really
List
the best
all
way.
your
to do
vendor
it.
partners up there. And would you say you are Oklahoma City strong, Tulsa strong, or a little bit of both?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, we're Oklahoma strong. I say just
Like
rooted
as
all
far
the
as
way
the
around.
little bit around
Yeah,
different places.
just all the way around there. We're based out of Dell City. We're up and having a meeting today in Tulsa, and he was like, "Man, if you do these dinners, how do you want to do them?" I said, "Brother, Dell City ain't that far away.
No.
Trust me, this isn't
Hour
Texas."
45. Hour 45.
Yeah,
Be there
yeah.
in the
So
snap.
that's
Up early and just get on the road and drive.
Well, you got 15 results. Just type it into the weed maps because that's the way I kind of look
Right on.
at weed. Right when I go shopping for weed, I'm not looking for your website or anything. Like I know your name, so I'm typing that into weed maps, and so
So the different
there it
dispensaries
is.
that subscribe
Butterstuffed
to
red
it.
velvet cookies. Let's give a shout out to some of your
right.
partners here.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we've got it.
That's
And
awesome.
Zaza, you know Ike. Ike is the man,
my guy, man.
dude. Like,
That's
shout
my
out
guy.
to Ike, man.
That is my guy.
Fuck yeah. Ike is
That
the
is
guy,
my
man.
guy.
I love Ike. You know Ike?
He's
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
back in from
We
Durant.
do.
He hit me, "Man, can you bring some samples by?" Brother, I am on a 3-hour drive, but I'll come right over right now. Yeah, he's great.
There you go.
They do a
You've
great
got
job.
Rob and Sons Cannabis Company. out there. Where are they located at? They're 30-something miles away. There you go. We just had a crew here from Shawnee.
Yes.
Let's see. That's same 39.5 miles. Here's one 12.6 miles from us here, Supersonic. Faded Minds.
Faded Minds.
I think I see some wonderful ladies in an Instagram thing from Faded Minds today. Is that possible?
Yeah, they do a lot of that type of
Promotion?
very lovely lady promotion.
And that's a hell of a deal. 400 milligrams for the red velvet cookies for $20.
Yeah. Yeah, we were running them on a special for February. Normally they're 15, but we were running for February for 10. Same thing for the brownie for March.
That's $5 a night for me. I got that all day long.
Man.
You know what I mean? Because after 100, if 100 don't do it for you, you gotta go get some liquor or something. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you just say 2.7 miles around. Can you guess who that is? It's somebody close.
Great Barrier Reefer.
There it is. Great Barrier Reefer.
Those are some good folks over there.
Great folks. They're the best. They're pretty much the vendor partner that kind of really got our start. We cut our teeth there, and they, man, those have been our brothers ever since. Hey,
Nice.
That's
really
really
great.
great guys. Really great guys. They are marketing geniuses. I had time to shoot the videos and creative stuff that they do. Man, they're pretty awesome.
I'm going to have to totally agree with you, Darshan, because anybody that sets up the name of a dispensary, Great Barrier Reefer, in the middle of fucking nowhere, Oklahoma, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen.
And rides it all the way out, too. I literally, just the other day, I just actually on our Instagram, but I'm walking in there to give him his delivery. You bought some of our can of butter. But he brings in a freaking 6-foot, I guess, albino python or whatever, and just sets it on my shoulders. So his partner, Caleb, is the one that set it on my shoulders. He had it on his, and I walked in. He's like, "Yo, there you go, Darshan. You go ahead. And be careful, man, because he just bit me." And he just walks off. So I took up this huge freaking snake just hanging on my shoulders, not knowing if it's suspected to just biting somebody. And now it's on my shoulders. But, yeah, they're awesome. They do a great job. Great job.
Well, there you go. And you're super competitive out there. Over here at the Happy Little Trees, you've got your Butterstuffed 1,000 milligram Bud Bark Brittle. And they've got it listed for $40. So 4 cents a milligram is definitely a good deal out there. That's what you're going to pay for a black hole, or not to mention anybody like that. And then not only on top of that is you're actually getting flour rather than distillate. So
I'm not gonna say that.
shout out to Darshan and certainly Josh, because that was one of the things in his mind all the way.
Really appreciate that.
Because that was his. You didn't know.
No, I
and
did
he's
not.
like, you got to go with
No, I did
this,
not.
because this is the whoop
I did
right
not.
here.
And
This
that
is the way us
correct.
freaks love it out here,
Correct.
barefooted and naked in the forest. Hell yeah.
Larry, quit talking about yourself.
I love it. Well, now here's something that you maybe just glossed over, but
Uh-oh.
it seems to have given me a, and he's over at our friend Ike's again.
Yeah, it's the bacon.
It's the bacon burger,
Oh, yeah,
bourbon chocolate chip
chocolate chip.
cookies.
Yeah.
They carry everything we have: the oatmeal, bacon bourbon, the Bud Bark.
Friday,
Brownie.
30% off all of his flour.
There we go.
That's I got to memorize, man. I know it. I got to go over to Ike's, man. I like
Awesome.
Ike. His whole crew over there, his whole family.
Yeah, that's what's awesome about Ike. He's got the whole literal crew.
So make sure you go up to chronicpalooza.com, click the best of products competition, and go up there and vote for free every day. You can go up there and vote for this young man free every day, because he would love to win.
Do that. We appreciate it.
Because, we have the Chronic Palooza Awards, which is totally different than a cup, for those of y'all that don't know it. It's a high-end, very upscale, like the Oscar for weeds is like we're trying to jack it and say.
Oscar
I know
for
it kind of
weeds.
sounds crazy, but that's really kind of the thought process behind it. And it's at the Criterion. So we've rented that out, and we're going to have the tables
Great
with the
venue.
full menu. We may need to get with you on that.
Let's do
Possibly. We'll see
Let's
what's
do
going
it.
on, since I know I got
Let's do
a
it.
full-blown chef sitting in front of me.
it. Let's do it.
And we have plated meals we're going to put together for everybody. We'll have entertainment there. We'll have the award ceremony. Everybody's got to dress up, look extra dapper and beautiful, and just have a good time.
Show out.
Show
That's it.
out.
I plan on it.
The really normalized cannabis out there. It's we're gonna have a nice formal affair, and recognize some great business people and
and it's all for a good
heroes.
cause.
Yep, and it's
all going a big portion of the award ceremony and the online entries go to our 501c3 It Stops Here Foundation, which is for children whose parents are currently incarcerated specifically for weed. We have over 30,000 people still incarcerated for weed currently, so we've got to get them out and keep putting people in for weed. So that's raising awareness, but it's an organization that does toy drives, back to school, Thanksgiving, tries to help out where people Halloween. Yeah, so it's a good. So go up there, and if you have a product and you like to enter, it is a 2-part competition. You go in, you get the virtual competition first. That way we can market you and spread it out all over to every platform, including Chronic TV on Roku. If you haven't downloaded Chronic TV on Roku, it's very simple. Go do that. And we've got lots of other shows that are down on the Roku currently. Actually, Larry and I's got several episodes from seasons 1, 2, and 3.
I'm famous in my kids' minds now. Like I'm on that TV, man, and that's not me pressing this video.
When
man.
you get on
It's
Facebook,
like,
and you get it's actually a television network, so it is a little bit. It's kind of a big thing there that we got that going on. So. But yeah, if you have a product that you would like to enter, then you can definitely go up there. You can enter your products. It's $50 for the virtual piece of it. Again, that is going to the nonprofit, so help some kiddos out. And that's going to give you exposure on a national level. And then in a few weeks, we'll be taking the physical entries of the products to create the judge kit boxes. And if you'd like to be a judge, it's very simple. You actually go to chronicpalooza.com as well, sign up to be a judge. You get these great judge kits, so you can try them out, and then you get to log on and you get to grade them for different things as far as packaging, texture, taste, smell, overall experience, and all that good stuff. And so, you know, you could put some constructive criticism on there if you'd like, and hopefully the owners will want to see that, because I think it's important, too, for people to give feedback. It's not
Very
just,
important.
You can also tickle their balls and make them real happy. You know what I mean?
Shut up, Larry.
Not for me. My wife's not having that.
You know what I mean? Like the...
Damn you, Larry.
There's a lot of people that'll give a criticism, but we need as many people to be like, that was great. Yeah. That was super fantastic. And that was...
Sure.
You know, all of that there. And you are so eloquent there, Supersonic. I got to tell you that. That you're just butter, man. That whole soliloquy that you just laid out there, it's like, man, I'm so glad to be your partner. Yes, it's just super awesome.
Hey, you know, I'm just excited to get to roll it out. I worked on that platform last year. We rolled it out. We didn't really get to push it like I wanted to. We've also up there have the Music Quest competition, which Oklahoma by far has some of the most talented musical people in our state. Not only musical people, but we also have great comedians, we have dancers, we have autistic performers. Just as a whole, we have so much. I should put that up there, that I may have got a cook-off out there. We might still could do it. Away all the secret sauce. But Larry's like, we'll talk about that off the air. That's the secret weapon we're going to use at the end. But we have so many great people in our state. So, you know, Larry made fun of me last year because I was like, you know, people think that nominations for like the best of community, someone should, they should nominate someone. I said, but if you're the shit and you know you're the shit, nominate yourself. You don't have to have somebody else nominate you, because sometimes people are haters in this state and in this industry. So if you're good at what you do and you know you have a good product, or you know that you got it going on, go nominate yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. That isn't weird. You know, I don't think it is.
It's kind of like throwing the hacky sack to yourself.
I don't care, but we get to still vote on you. I mean, I'm not saying don't be like the American Idol mom whose kid can't sing. The mom's like, baby, go audition anyway. I'm not saying that. I mean, but if you really know you have something good going on. Yeah, you're sweet. You was important. But I mean, because I hate that, you know, when you have the kids that the mom's like, oh, she's so talented, and she gets up there and she can't sing a lick. And she took her to American Idol anyway and had her sitting in those lines, and she knew damn well hell her kid couldn't sing. I'm just saying.
The whole time,
I'm not saying that, but if you know you're good at what you do, or you know whatever, you can nominate yourself. It's okay, and then you know the community can vote, and that's why I've been telling people about the Music Quest. I'll have them. They'll reach out to me. I had this one guy. He goes, "I am the best rapper of all time. I'm from Edmond." And I'm like, "Oh, that's sweet. Can you send me some links?" And he did, and I said, "Okay, go ahead and enter the music quest." That's how I really got started. To be real with you, because we had Humpback Chunk and some really great submissions. Chronic Palooza.
I'll cut your lights out.
I cut your lights off. I remember because we watched that video over and over again. Shout out to Humpback Chunk. She
Absolutely.
had it going on. And
I showed my kids that video too. They didn't sleep at night.
Hey, AP. Go to YouTube and pull. Just
it's
Google
on our way
Humpback
out of here.
Chunk.
We got to definitely play some
Please.
Humpback Chunk.
Wait, she actually has bars though. Don't
She
play
does.
with her.
The like that. Her video had like a lot of views on it.
Yeah, she
I was
did.
like, wow.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, Humpback Chunk is.
Oh.
And the musical lineup that you got going, besides the Music Quest people, the actually people that you have coming, that Tequila Kim
Yep, Tequila Kim.
is really.
And I have she's country western.
Yep.
I have a Katie Lee. She's also local. She's country western. And then I've got I've got, if you remember, for those of y'all are Chronic Palooza oneers, we have Jay Ira, the sexy psycho. She came in. This chick, she's from Texas. She's got this blonde hair. She's a little bombshell. She came in and she acted like she already made it. She was putting up posters everywhere. She had her hoe entourage. I said, damn, she's got it going on. I didn't know we had a real performer in the building.
Tight leather combat boots.
Yeah, came
socks.
in, and when she performed, she gave her a little performance and performed her heart out. So I was like, okay, sexy psycho. Well, that was Chronic Palooza 1, and then she actually just did a feature with Twister. It just came out this past couple weeks, and so he'll be her special guest because it's a bad bitch takeover, and we can't have guy headliners. I'm just saying, give the girls a chance to shine.
Can't do that.
Hi.
I'm so in favor of having a women-driven event. Because the sausage fests have got to go. Like, to have women there, even if they're the performers, at least that's like double the women.
Listen, you know what?
Population.
The serious sad thing is there has never been a festival where women have been all the headliners. Prove me wrong. Someone out there, prove me wrong.
I don't know.
Now BET has had Diva and stuff like that, like the big, like on the national television where they've had a lot of the bigger names, but like a festival like this.
Right, like
it's
Beyonce,
usually,
Little Kim.
Yeah, not like a festival. Not like bam, bam, bam. No, I don't have all the, I can't afford all the headliners yet.
We're
maybe Chronic Palooza 7 will be there.
That's it.
But I'm just saying,
Sponsored by Butterstuffed.
So when I've told all of these people about this, you have no idea how excited these ladies are to be a part of this, just to be, I mean, maybe it ain't history, but I think it is.
It is.
But they're so excited to be a part of it. And I know people are like, oh, bad bitch takeover, la, 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 la. Like Larry's like, don't call it that. I'm like, well, I like to refer to myself as a bad bitch. So because of that, I don't see that derogatory. And that's an empowering word to me because that's the power I gave it, was empowering. But I mean, I think it's something special, and so I'm glad to be able to give that to them. And then I was like, I do hire the guys too. I have guys. Guys can go to Music Quest.
If somebody's got to empty the urinals, hell yeah.
Shut up, Larry.
No, actually, we got urinals this year. We don't even need
have real
urinals.
toilets.
Right?
We
They're
have running
real.
water.
Move it up.
Toilets. Moved on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky, baby.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
we're
a
not at the
beautiful
abandoned mall
location.
this year, baby.
No, but it's really been a culmination of just bubblegum and banding wire up until, well, really last year you
Actually,
really
you
got
know
it
what?
on your hand.
Wallace was like, if you could have did it at the Crossroads Mall again,
You'd have
or
it.
at the where I said I'd have been at Crossroads Mall again, just because I love that little place. I love that place. It was like just it was nostalgic for one, because that's a mall that I grew up in and it closed down, so I grew up right there in that neighborhood. And then secondly, it was just, man, they let us do what the hell we wanted to do. Like, they weren't tripping in any fashion.
Why?
I had access to that mall like I was the whole owner of the mall, man. It was awesome. I've been a rental. I've had paid rent on that place for 2 years. It was great.
It was a great spot. Definitely a great piece of history that involved so many people and so many stories.
To
and
the
just,
fact,
Lots of experiences.
to the
It
fact
really,
that
really
we're the
lots.
reason that got sold. I should have got a commission on the sales, because the freaking guys that bought that for the big grow came to the Chronic Palooza and saw how wonderful it was and was like, oh, this would be a good last grow.
Yeah, they might with a heavy Chinese accent.
And I was like,
I don't think they're ever going to get that thing to go. That place needs so much,
so much
remediation in that place.
Let me see if I can find this song for y'all.
Horrible.
And
Yeah,
bless you.
we got to.
It seems like that area needs to be revitalized, though. It's just.
Yeah, that's
like
such a big magnet out there that just
area.
when it doesn't go, everything around it just doesn't go. That's one of the things about the state that I find the most is the sprawl that happens here. Just everybody's so entrepreneurial here that if you're starting a business, I'm going to start a business, and then we end up with 2,000 processors and all that kind of world, 6,000 processors or 10,000 grows or whatever. But it'll better everybody in the boat than being really selective, and then the people that are really talented not being able to get in. So that's what we're really grateful for, and all this stuff. Let's write it up and look it out. So Darshan, thanks so much for coming in, buddy.
Man, I appreciate you guys having us.
Sure
I really do. I really
wanted
appreciate
to
it.
play that, but it's doing something.
You're about like
He
me.
left me whenever I'm trying to do it.
Ad.
I'm trying to, maybe it's an ad.
About like me with all that stuff. I struggle. It's embarrassing.
White guys.
Totally embarrassing.
Storm chasers, they're going through all that. But yeah, no, definitely go out and check out the
Evening.
That's great.
what the
Come on,
Way to
bring it
end the
on
show.
through there. Come back, Chunt.
I'm back
That's
to-
her, in case you're curious.
Oh yeah, I have seen this.
Oh, that's hefty. I won't cut my life. Anyway, cut off notice. Here we go.
There you go.
Slow it down.
So definitely go follow Butterstuffed over there. ButterStuPHD.
That's right.
Keeping you
Yes,
healthy
sir.
on the medical side of it. Made of all flour, which is something that is really. Thank you so much for sticking to the dream and
you.
making
Thank
it. The
It's not working.
it'll pay off for you
So,
at some point.
Trying to do it
all
different,
right.
trying to do it right.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. Yes, thank you so much.
Yep.
for-
Any shout outs to there you go.
Just really, really just all of our vendor partners, like pretty much a lot of them that you
Great
mentioned.
Barrier. Go
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
Great Barrier. Ike's.
That's what's
over
really just keeping us
Zaza.
going. Yeah. Happy Little Trees.
Happy Little Trees.
Faded Minds.
Faded Minds. And everybody like that. Definitely give them a try, man. If you try it once, you're definitely going to enjoy it. Like I certainly did.
Yes. I'm not a big edible person because it takes me to the moon, but I can tell you this will get me in trouble because it tastes really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It tastes really good and fresh.
That's
for
what
sure.
that's what we want.
Yes.
And then once you try us out and give us a try, know that we have the capability to cater and do events of that nature too,
you
and
go.
that's really our end game of what we want to do. This is kind of our kicking in the door, and everything else is really a cherry on top.
There you go, showing everybody your resume. You know what you're doing out there,
Absolutely.
and you've
That's
certainly
right.
done that quite well. So thanks again for coming in. We appreciate you.
Thank you again for having me.
Supersonic Chronic, you got anything on the way out of here?
Oh, just all gas, no brakes. Chronic Palooza, baby.
There you go. All gas, no brakes.
Get your vendor boost. Hurry up before we get sold out.
www.chronicpalooza.com,
That's right.
or just hit you up on Facebook.
Call me.
So, there you go. And if you need a patient recommendation, don't forget to go to www.chronicdocs.com, or you can call 866-405-9333 for Chronic Docs.
$25 medical recommendation all day, day.
There we go. I'd like to thank AP on the ones and twos,
Yeah.
bringing you all the sights and sounds over there, making it all happen for everybody over there.
complete.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Got any shout outs for anybody? You mic'd up over there? You ain't mic'd up. We'll get you on there mic'd up one of these nights. There you go. All right, we'll go with that. So thanks to my mom and dad who made it all possible. Good night, lovey. Peace and chicken grease. And don't forget to smoke weed every day. I'm Larry Reed, the man on weed, and we are out of here.
Good night.
Peace.